So I have a spreadsheet in Numbers for Mac where I make a log of all the transactions for my campervan conversion project. And I can enter the description, the date that it was purchased, select the currency, enter the cost, quantity, so on. And then have various columns which allow it to select and convert based on the currency that's there into GBP and euros. So most of those columns are just to enable that to happen, so I can hide most of those. And what I wanted to do in addition to that was to have extra sheets where I can view those transactions but filtered by the category, and have those update each time I add a new row with a new transaction. So the best way to do that seems to be using a pivot table, which was completely new to me, and there didn't seem to be a good description of what I wanted to do online. A few people asking, but couldn't find the answer. So I thought I'd document what I did to achieve that. I've done a couple already, and I'm going to do another sheet for hardware. So you want to select the table that you are referencing from your main transaction sheet, and then click on Pivot Table. You want to make sure that the Organize section is showing, and then select the fields that are needed, such as description, date, cost in GBP, cost in euro, and category. Then the date needs to be moved down to the rows. Change that to year, month, day, and make that descending so that the most recent transaction shows at the top. That's how I prefer to have it. And then we've got this sort of duplication, which I find a bit visually confusing. So get rid of that, deselect show total rows, and then extend the length of that column, the width of that column, so that the description can show for all rows. So that pretty much shows what I'd like it to, except currently it's showing all categories. So then what you need to do is select filter, add a filter for category, deselect all, and then click hardware. Now that will just show the items that have the hardware category and the total in GBP and euro. Now if I add a new transaction, fill in the relevant data, and when I come back here, I just need to select pivot options and refresh the source data, and that new transaction will be added. And then I'll just rename the sheet hardware. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I'm pretty pleased I worked this out because it required trial and error. I don't really understand how pivot tables work fully. I just played with the settings until it showed what I wanted. So yeah, hope that's of assistance to someone.